Here we are at the Kingston School, formerly known as the Sydney Smith School, where they're taking late entries for the Humber Bridge Marathon, the 12th running of this highly popular event. Not many marathons left now, but this is one of the successful ones, and there are close to 700 entries today. Last drinks before undertaking this gruelling trip. And the Humberside Leisure Services should be congratulated on putting on a fine race every year. Lots of personalities involved this year, one of which is Steve Edwards from Coventry, who has run no less than 87 marathons in the calendar year March to March, and a remarkable achievement. There's a gymnasium with some of the runners making last minute preparations before undertaking this long trip. The day is quite windy and cold, and runners are already talking about a headwind coming into Grimsby. Other runners are just meditating, getting their mind and acts together, focusing their attention on one or two things that have to be attended to. As the blue doors open and close, one of 4 wheelchair athletes there, and there's Steve Edwards with his Sportsman's Travel top on, sponsored by Sportsman's Travel, the marathon running company. They sponsor Steve, and that's his plaque commemorating his 87 marathons. Now in the Guinness Book of Records. He's now after the all-time record of 542 marathons in a career, and at 29 there's no doubting that he can possibly do this. I mean, 4 or 5 years at the current rate and he'll have knocked it on the head. Lots of well-wishers around here. Councillors from leisure services. They should be congratulated for keeping with this event when so many other marathons around the country have fallen by the wayside. Just see a skater there. Another interesting sideline to this event is it's the only marathon I know where there's skaters involved. Very popular in the Grimsby area. In fact, all the skaters come from that area, and they do well under 2 hours, the leading ones. There might be a message there for some of us. Police involvement shouldn't be forgotten. Without their assistance, this would be a very, very difficult event to stage. And we hope that they feel that the community enhancing benefits of that exercise are well worth it. So, as the runners get more and more into their last minute preparations, the skaters will be taken off 10 minutes before the start of the running event. And then 5 minutes before we'll have the 4 wheelchair athletes. So this start has been moved back some 300 or 400 yards to take account of the new route at the end of the marathon, in order to maintain this strict distance of 26 miles, 385 yards. And the skaters are away. It'll be interesting to know how many of those skaters have competed in each and every one of the 12 events. Originally thought up by Laurie Cutsworth, a Grimsby-based electrician, who was inspired apparently after watching the London Marathon and thought we could have something to unite the county. 4 wheelchair athletes have a 5-minute start on the rest. 2 of the favourites there, Malcolm Price and Ian Ellis, just limbering up. Ian Ellis in the red kit, and Malcolm Price there, number 24, in the brightly coloured internationalist kit from Nike International. And the start is bang on the pips at the Greenwich mean signal for 11 o'clock. And number 17 there, he immediately goes into the lead. And his name is Stephen Jackson, and he just lives around the corner. So he's got the glory of leading the race for the first few yards. But you'll see last year's winner is just ambling behind him with the greatest of ease. Ian Ellis is on for a chance of winning his third consecutive Humber Marathon, which would indeed be a record. In fact, I don't think anyone's actually won it consecutively before. Jim Dingwall, well-known local runner, winner in 19. And Patrick Howdle there just in second place in front of Mark Crosdale. This is his first ever marathon, and he looks exceptionally easy. Malcolm Price in fourth place, the Inter-Counties 20-mile champion from Sunderland Harriers. There's quite a large group. They're moving at just around about the 5-minute 20 pace at the front. And there's what it's all about, is running quickly but with the maximum of economy of effort. The all-black kit there of Colin Reitz, who was the bronze medalist in the 1983 World Championships at the steeplechase and came fifth in the Los Angeles Games in the same event. There's a group of 5-minute 30-milers. Number 45 there, Jazam Baira of Ethiopia. Ethiopians are beginning to make a mark on all sorts of British road races, and not always welcomed by the local runners because they're tending to take all the prizes. So that has to resolve itself. There was a time when there would be hundreds and hundreds of spectators along this part of the route, but the interest has waned since the early 80s, when everybody knew somebody who wanted to do a marathon. That was Phil Dewberry there in 4th or 5th place. He's certainly chancing his arm. He must be feeling confident. And John Jackson there of Bridlington leads that next group. It contains several well-known local runners. Ian Brewer, East Hull, a slight back problem I believe, certainly struggling a bit today. Good contingent from Sheffield today. Sheffield should be in with a chance of a team prize, but the main players have got to be Valley Striders yet again. They've won the team prize for the last several years. And that's Anne Cartwright, First Lady, coming through now from Wrexham AC. Recently placed very well in the World Vets Championships at Birmingham. And that was Kathy Palmer in second place. She won this ladies event in 1983. Beverly Gustard there, number 224 from Cleethorpes AC. So most of the leading ladies are through now. So this is just beyond the 1 mile mark, and the leaders went through in around about 5:15 to 5:20. It's quite a good pace. The Darley's roundabout here is at the bottom of Boothferry Hill, so there's about 150 feet climb here, one of the several climbs that makes the first 5 miles of this event quite difficult to negotiate, and indeed you often find people walking even at this early stage. The majority of this 600 plus field has run past this point now. And you see one or two suffering already, bandages and knee problems.
Are you going to be able to get past them, Dave?
Many runners will get to Grimsby despite various injuries. First of the drink stations, and Colin Reitz there takes his first drink, and the three runners Crowsdale, Price and Ellis going at a very good pace there. Pat Howdle, Reitz again. His next group is led by Byra from Ethiopia. Just behind him, Poulter of Omega Club. Also Johnson from Omega Club. Stevenson from the Omega Club, who's actually based in Cleethorpes. Omega are a collection of superstars, but unfortunately they're missing a fourth runner today, so they can't actually count in the team event. John Haynes there of Cleethorpes AC just passes, and the yellow vest there of John Jackson, one of the top veterans in the area, looking to be going well. Two more vets there, plus John McGiven and Simon and there we have Jim Abel from Spartans AC. And you can just see the windsock there is just almost horizontal with the strength of this easterly wind, and when they turn over the bridge towards Spartan and Barrow, there's going to be a severe crosswind, or in some places headwind. And I think a lot of the runners are already realising that this is going to be a difficult trip. Temperature around about 12 to 14 degrees, but feeling much colder in this biting wind. Familiar figure there, Peter Deering. Won many marathons over the years. Former record holder for East Hull Harriers in the early 70s. And Cartwright still holding on to first place in the ladies event. But as you can see, coming out on the outside here is Kathy Palmer, who, as I said, as Kathy Smith in 1983, she won the ladies event in 2 hours 52. An exceptionally good marathon runner. And you can be sure she'll hang in even when the going gets tough. You'll notice that they now cross onto the footpath. In the first several years of this event, they went straight across on the inside of the carriageway, but it's not making much problem. There's a good 10-foot width on this part of the footpath, and the numbers involved make this quite acceptable. You can see they're more or less 4 abreast there, and they're not causing any problems. Byra there is reckoned to be 19 years of age. What I've seen so far suggests that he's all of 19, but I don't think the Ethiopian's particularly going much for birth certificates or ages. You may remember Yifta the Shifter in 1980. His age was given variously as 32 to 45. No one really came up with the real answer. There's Ian Ellis there leading that group, and Mark Crosdale and Malcolm Price. Malcolm Price sporting several tattoos, also an avid Newcastle United supporter. Reckons he supported the club even in the poor times. Then he would say that, wouldn't he? You can see the wind now is making a significant effect on the vests of the runners, but it's not causing any problems to the pace because it's very much a side wind here. Coming down the hill into Barton, and we're getting very close to the 6 mile point. Six miles, as you can see, in under or around about 31 minutes. Clock cars, they're very much been a scene of road races now for some 10 years or so. So Byra there is a bit isolated in 4th place, followed by Colin Reitz. Of all the runners in this leading group, Colin Reitz has the most high striding style, not particularly suited to efficient marathon running, but he's a very talented runner. Patrick Howell, his first marathon I believe for 5 or 6 years, he ran 2:23 way back in I think 85 or 86 in the Humber Marathon. So he'll, at 32 years of age, he'll be looking for a good result. That's Stan Crossland. And that's William Gristwood of Ealing and Southall. And 22 there was Felicello Angelo. I've got that right. Valley Striders. So there's quite a few Valley Striders there. They're out in force again. This is Keith Claudry of Valley Striders. He's a vet 40, well up there, just in front of David Oldfield of Sheffield. He's a vet 45. John Haynes there of Cleethorpes AC, just in with Peter Bates of Bolton. So you begin to see the spread of runners throughout this geographically. John Jackson just in front of Phil Dewberry. Phil Dewberry looks like he's suffering at this early stage. Jim Abel leads this group that's now been together for these 6 miles, which is marathon organiser Simon Watts there of East Hull Harriers, Jim McGibbon, Jim Dingwall, Peter Flatman, Ian Greer there, East Hull Harriers. runner coming through, number 27. .279 there is Mark Oglesby of City of Hull. Hoping to feature with that's Mike Harrison 220 of East Hull Harriers, setting out very steadily at the moment. And that's Stuart Watson of Billingham March House Harriers, so that's an unusual one. Ian Evans following him, another Valley Strider, vet 55 this time. David Bridge there, unattached runner from Hull. Andrew Hemmings 307 of Riddings AC. David Birch there of Sheffield AC 448. Thomas Soriam of Rotherham Harriers. 313 where there was 313 is Nicholas Paling, unattached runner from Cleethorpes. And there goes Anne Cartwright again. Looks like she's struggling a bit there. 325 is Trevor Thompson of Leeds, about 50. Robert Carter here from East Hull Harriers, 477. Brian Valentine of Gainsborough AC. Stuart Alsop, Matlock, Derbyshire, about 40. Kathy Palmer in this next group. So she's still in second place, but she's with a good group and she's looking comfortable. Dave Berry, number 44 there from Wigan. .402, it's Colin Jones, Middlesbrough and Cleveland. .40 here's John Hunter from St Teresa's AC, a Leeds-based club. And .257 Ian Brown of the British Telecom, Petrivi, just comes into picture. I wonder if he's got his right number today. That was Edward Roxburgh of Billingham Marsh House Harriers. There must be a story behind that name. 375 in the all white kit there. Paul Walker of Brig, South Humberside club. 309 on the inside was Neil Holding of Darwin Bolton Dashers, another picturesque name. That's David Reed, 409, Middlesbrough and Cleveland. Teammate Donald McClure, also Middlesbrough and Cleveland. 451, James Hudson, unattached runner from Grimsby. 271, there's Andrew Gristwood, Cleethorpes AC. 576, Alan Payne, an unattached runner from Hull. And the lady in this group is 472, Faye Fenwick, Grimsby Harriers. Next to her is David Robinson from the same club, 366. 150, Simon Hill, unattached from Barnsley. Not a lot of sunshine today. 493 is Richard Ferris, unattached from New Holland. New Holland, where the ferry used to go to, Lincoln Castle, before the opening of the Humber Bridge. .282 in the all black kit there, Stephen Roberts, unattached from Bradford. Derek Pickering for over 55 now. East Hull Harriers. Still going well. And this is the roundabout. We're just slightly beyond that point now, as we take in the last few runners before going back through the field. And even after 6 miles you'll see there's quite a considerable gap between the front and the back of this field. Exceptionally well run is this event. No praise can be too high for Humberside Leisure Services in their continual commitment to this event, and one hopes it will remain on the calendar despite the problems of the recession and all the monetary policies of the local councils. Still relatively sheltered here. The building's holding off most of the worst of the wind. That's Thomas Scott, unattached, lives in Holderness, about 45. .315 there's Philip Purdy of East Hull Harriers. .246 there, Alan Short, Melton 0 AC, about 40. 169 in the red kit there is Derek Elmhurst, an attached runner from Louth. And that's Peter Taylor with the Volvo cap on, I think anyway. East Hull Harriers, about 45. 57 Martin George of Healing AC, another about 45. Very large group of runners is the vet 45 section. Frank Harrison there, number 122, just passes. He's running for the Humberside Fire Brigade as a vet 50. James Keeble there, a vet 45 from Newcastle. 269 in the all green kit there is Michael Grayling, an attached runner from Grimsby. .530 is Andrew Bennett, Hackworth Road Runners Club. .236 in the white kit there's Nigel Matthews, unattached from Deeping St James, Peterborough. 615, purple kit here, it's Chris Wood, City of Hull, running in the vet 50 section. John Champeau, British Road Runners, just come through, 209. .449 Terence Wakes, a vet 45 from Cleethorpes. Number 80 here in the green kit is Alan Wilson, another unattached runner from Hull. 253, John Arnold, Grimsby Harriers, running in the Vet 45 category. Number 216 is Stella Dinsdale, White City Harriers, a Hull-based club, running in Vet 40. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. John Godfrey, 436, QC. No less. I wonder if he's running a watching brief today. He's also well known as a local amateur actor in the Ferriby group. Donald Price, unattached, from Stockport, 72. .280 there, Kevin Smith, Red Rose Roadrunners, a Lancashire based club, Vet 45. John Kilgren there, unattached, Vet 50. 118 is Robert Gibson, East Hull Harriers, he's a Vet 40. 456 is Barry Fletcher of East Hull Harriers, a Vet 40.
You're right. Well, fellas, you're right.
You can see the pace is beginning to slow dramatically now as the downhill section's over. Now we go into slight inclines. Sun's out now, and there's the runners are sweating a bit in the shade of the buildings at Barton. This is the marketplace in Barton, the centre of this market town, which hasn't changed much in the last 100 years. If you study old pictures. So as the runners now meet steeper inclines. So this is probably the third major hill of the race so far. We're just past 6 miles. There's one walking wounded already. Passing the new complex for Kleenex tissues, fully landscaped, so that we can't see the See the buildings, quite a good idea. So we're passing many of the same runners now that we saw going through Barton, and you can see the wind now is becoming a significant factor. You can see the heads buckled in to the wind. You can see the kind of wind flow there is. Estimate the wind to be with a force of 5, and probably getting stronger as the race progresses. Julie Grice, Old Springhead Harriers. .335 there's Glyn Holmes of Lincoln and District Roadrunners. Just in behind Harry Brady there of Melton 0 AC. 400 is Ronald Jackson, Formby Harriers. And 102 is David Baker, an attached runner there. 167 Kevin Day of Fenland Runners AC. As you might guess, based in the Fens of East Anglia. .576 is Alan Payne, the unattached runner from, remember he was right at the start of the race initially, but he's still there going strong. And just lives off Hanley Park Road. Another drink station, it's all nice and friendly. Sponges handed around. Quite a long way from the cutthroat atmosphere of, let's say for argument's sake, Grand Prix motor racing. Where no quarter is given or expected. There's a camaraderie amongst marathon runners that extends even amongst the elite, as will have been witnessed in the Barcelona Marathon of a couple of months ago. We're now getting quite close to Barrow, one of the villages that these runners visit on the way. Probably the only visit some of these runners will ever make to these villages. Quiet villages on the North Lincolnshire coast. Sorry, that's Humberside, isn't it? This is around about the 7.5 mile point now. So the runners are coming up to a third of the distance, but probably in real terms they've still got 90% to do, because that's the nature of the marathon. Every mile becomes more difficult than the last. See, the road surface is not particularly that even, so it's never going to be a brilliantly fast course. And the course record of 2:18:53 looks safe for another year given these weather conditions. was willing to help us all the way along, make this the event it is. And they're getting pretty cold out there, giving out the drinks. And I hope they are well appreciated by the runners of this event. 463 there's Howard Crossley again, unattached from Beverley. Number 186 there's Steve Edwards from Coventry, the holder of the most marathons run in a single year at 87. I believe he ran 3 in 4 days in one particular spell. He covered thousands of miles to get to the venues in between. There's a question of logistics as well as fitness, but he runs his marathons in around about the 3:15 point, and he has a personal best of 2 hours 52. One wonders what he might do if he concentrated on maybe 1 or 2 marathons in a year. A computer programmer, I believe. This is a stiff little hill coming out of Barrow. It's deceptive, it's quite long. Derek Pickering, there's a lad there just behind with 2 knee bandages on. We're around about the 9 mile point now. 9 miles in, around about the hour. So these runners will still be looking for around about 3 hours if they can maintain a reasonable pace. This is a course that is quite open and bleak, and if you get dropped off a group you can lose pace very quickly. Faye Fenwick there, having a chat with her teammate. She's been with the whole race so far. She'll certainly be counting in amongst the ladies' prizes and featuring pretty well in the Humberside Championships. Slight change of pace now. This group's running about just under 6 minutes a mile. Jim McGibbon taking his stint. They seem to be working together. And you can see they're moving gradually past other runners. Probably the most fittest of that group is probably Simon Watts. East Hull Harriers. John Jackson there. Keith Claudry on the inside. Flying. Number 41 now, Sean O'Callaghan, a vet now. You can see anything but anyone's idea of a top-class marathon runner. I think he could box at light heavyweight or something. Certainly at welterweight. Number 7 there's Stephen Crossland again, Birchfield Harriers. Colin Poulton, number 16, 4th last year. And David Tibbetdale seems to be going very well. Both look really relaxed at this stage. Pat there, he's been on his own almost since the start, having to make his own pace the whole way. Another runner who doesn't look everyone's idea of a slim marathon runner, a strong runner, maintaining a very good pace. Colin Rees. Certain signs of concentration there in the Thailand marathon. He led the race until 18 miles before dropping out, but one shouldn't forget that the temperatures were in the 90s on that day. Byra there, and Ellis on the inside. Ellis won the Reykjavik marathon in Iceland recently, and he seems to be going very well. Just past the sugar beet fields, and we're now around about 15 miles now. Malcolm Price said he's the inter-county's 20-mile champion, but he's still to put a good marathon together. Alright on the pace, suspect on the distance. You see quite a collection of tattoos. Mark Rosedale, he's in the lead. First ever marathon. Must be feeling good. He's certainly moving very, very well indeed. He's more a mountain racer, fell runner, call him what you will. And he's certainly showing a lot of strength in that stride. But a marathon is a different ball game. It's a relentless pace that takes the toll. Whereas in fell running, you do get respites, severe climbing to freewheeling. But here we are at about 17. And you can see, even with the poor shortening of the angle there, Rosedale has a handy lead. Probably still moving away. Ellis has just moved ahead of Byra. Byra Grimsby. He looks all of his 19 years, doesn't he? And Malcolm Price, as you saw, he's been swallowed up. Was the price right? Will he pay the price? And Malcolm there is showing his susceptibility possibly to the marathon distance. There's a whole world of difference between a 20-mile race and a marathon. 6 miles doesn't fully answer the total difference in the two races. Colin Rees there seems a bit heavy-legged from the last shot, and this is lonely territory into an uncharitable wind. Pat Howell there. Gaps behind and in front. A very disciplined one. His target, Pat's target, was just to break 240. Well, he's certainly on to break 230 at the moment. But a lot can happen in the last stages.
There's 2 cups here.
Pace there slightly. Looking good as we suggested. The sun's totally gone in now. It's become quite overcast. Stephen Crossland. Birchfield Harriers. Seems to be suffering slightly. Kevin Lilly, Sheffield AC, moving through very well. All red kit of David Fairweather, vet 45. John Stevenson on his inside there.
Give them then. Well, this goes here.
29 just passes through. Stephen Purple. And the striders, of course, who else? John Jackson. Placed very well in the vets event. Moving through extremely well. David Oldfield, vet 45. Started this race with a plan of a 2:32. Looking a bit difficult now. Keith Claudry. Valley Striders again, so they're well in the frame for the team prize yet again. Simon Watts leading this group. Jim Dingwall seems to be suffering. Brian Hughes there of Worcester AC in that group as well. Jim's hanging on for dear life there. Knows he must hang on in this section because there is a severe headwind to cope with after Kilby. Roger Edwards now, best co-Canadians. Still moving reasonably well.
To the back of this bunch.
Peter Bates and John Haynes. Number 4 is Bates. Flatman here is suffering, but on good authority. And it's a long way to go. A long way. First serious marathon for 6 years. It's just as far as it was before. Campbell, Red Hill Roadrunners. Several of these runners are going to have a tough time Ian Greer. Jim Abel. Jim Abel's picked up again after dropping off the pace. He's got a lot of bounce back into his stride. Ran very well in the Great North Run a couple of weeks back. As well here. 518 there is David Sunderland, Spenborough District Harriers.
Pardon?
307 there is Andrew Hemmings of Riddings, Scunthorpe Base Club. Michael Harrison there, he's looking quite steady now. Looks like Mike was on for a good run, helping his club out into the process. But East Hull still need a fourth runner. Well, we've got him at the moment. East Hull are very well placed at the moment in the team. That's Sean Bolton of Crewe and Nantwich. Mark Oglesby, City of Hull. City of Hull's fourth counter in the team event. So they're in with a shout as well. Cramps already. The cold wind has an effect on cramping muscles. That's Ian Evans, Valley Striders. And that's Steve Warlow, East Hull Harriers. '46 is Kevin Fenwick of Loftus AC. Mark Oglesby hogging the limelight a bit there. 23 is Sean Bolton. Michael Harrison there's, he's looking determined and focused. It's going well. You can feel the finish now and he's moving through. 518 there's David Sunderland, Spenborough District. And the real test will come in the next half a mile when this race turns into a headwind. Jim Abel looking good, good stride. And we're into Kilby. Ian Greer. All he's got to do is keep going to secure a team prize for himself and his club.
I'll tell you a joke, but...
That's Campbell again. Looking good. Byra from Ethiopia. Looks relaxed enough now. He seemed to be struggling before when Alice was getting away. One of the skaters. Radio Humberside's mobile. Should be said that Radio Humberside have supported this event well over the years. And in its own way it's done a lot for the county of Humberside. Now, Ellis now is really going for it. Tremendous pace he's built up. He's got Mark Crosdale in his sights. Mark Crosdale looks behind. And as is so often the case, he has no answer. 23 miles. Mark Crosdale looks down to see if there's any more danger lurking behind. He's now about to find out all about the marathon. He's thought about it, he's trained for it, and now he's going to experience it. And Alice now, what a fantastic running machine. He's run something like 30 odd marathons, and he's run something like 20 inside 220. A remarkably consistent performance. And he's won this race for the third consecutive time, even with 2.5 miles to go. This is an absolute certainty. A lecturer in physiotherapy at the Cumbrian, newly named Cumbrian University. He's obviously used all that knowledge to good effect. First prize for winning this Humber Bridge Marathon, the 12th running of it, is £1,000, plus another 200 to break the course record, held by Steve Brace. But it's not reasonable to expect the course record to go with these windy, difficult conditions. There's a finished gantry then at the Cromwell Road Leisure Centre complex as the race is meandered around through the estates, past the KP Nut Factory. And the record remains intact, but will Ellis break 220? If he does, it will be remarkable in these conditions. So this will be his third win, and if he appears in the next few minutes, not only his third win, but his third win in under 220 on what is not the easiest course in the world, and on a day like today, damn difficult. Here he comes, Ian Ellis then. He's going to break 220. He's going to win this 12th running of the Humber Bridge Marathon, setting up a hat-trick of victories. Something that may never be achieved again. So he looks totally fresh, as all winners do. And no doubt he'll feel it tomorrow. So some 3 minutes later and we're waiting for Mark Crosdale. So Mark must have had a very tough time, because he's lost something like a half a mile to the winner in only 3 miles as he crawls across the line. That experience will either spur him on or make him stick to shorter distances. I suspect he'll be coming back to improve that somewhat. Given the right race, he'll certainly improve the time. And Colin Reach now turns the corner. Steeplechase runner coming into third place. (2:23.36). And Malcolm Price, it looks like he's either dropped very far back or has dropped out. Gezang Baira of the Meedler Club, Ethiopia, finishes now in 2:24. Apparently he's a member of the Ethiopian police. It's their sports club. Fifth place now is Patrick Howder, running exceptionally well. Fifth place in 2:26.37. First marathon for a number of years, and a very fine performance. Easily the leading Humberside runner today. A bit stiff, but he's run a good race. David Barr now, Tibbetdale. He's finished very strongly, 2:27.23.
Are you here for the finish? What?
Maybe their second or third marathon, then takes part in the Olympic marathon at the end of the year, and then as a first marathon ever, and then they come down later in the year.
So we've seen just to recap, we've seen a great race, another great race in the Humber Bridge Marathon tradition. We've seen Ian Ellis complete a hat-trick of victories, a hat-trick under 2:20 every time. Should get a special medal for consistency.
Well done, Jürgen.
I think most of us were absolutely staggered when we found out the winning time, those of us who experienced the conditions today. Very brave performance by Mark Crosdale, Lancaster, in his very first marathon. He went for it, and it nearly paid off. But that relentless pace required in a marathon finally undid him. And of course the very experienced Ellis knew just when to pick the pace up. Colin Poulter just crosses the line. Fourth last year, sixth this year, so seventh, should I say. He's done very well. It looks like there's going to be 7 runners inside 2:30, sixth last year, so that's fairly consistent. There are big gaps open up in this race, and that's where we get quite a range of times at the end. Kevin Lilly is running brilliantly well here. It's come right through into 8th place for Sheffield AC. So I think the most likely winners of the team event got to be Valley Striders.
John was the next man.
But I don't think there's any competition at the moment.
Yeah, this guy
And it will be interesting to see how Sheffield AC fare, because Kevin Neely's given them a great start now. So the runners
Hello, Colin. How are you?
How's John doing then?
He's doing all right. He was next man at 24, but there was one guy who was about to catch him.
What's the weather like out there?
Very windy, very much like it is now. Very windy. It just depends. Where they turn a corner, it can be straight into it. Mainly, it can come in across from the left. But it's very, very strong. What did the iron do? What? The iron now, what time did he get?
I don't know, I'm straight his wheelchair.
All right, okay, yeah.
I'm going on after 6. Colin Racing,
I don't know. The Ethiopian beat him. He was catching the Ethiopian when
I don't know, I was up at the straight to it.
Did he catch it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Good.
He was there.
I was 33 seconds behind the beer. Well, these are the lads who are right behind him who disappeared. Yes, he played music. No, I thought that said that. John's on the main road, you just come round the corner.
Southall in England.
That's coming James out the side.
John's just come off the road.
That's number 2, John Stevenson. The second of the Omega team coming in. So Omega there.
Good lad. Well done, John. Don't fall over it up. Don't hold him up, James.
On the book of the walls.
Again, very, very consistent.
Cheers.
Valley Strider team today. The next winner anticipated is Angelo Filicello. And following the way that Valley Striders run, they won't be far away from one another because I'm sure that they would have helped one another in the early stages. And they will only walk away from one another as we come into the last 6 or 7 miles of the event. Coming home, Chad Jackson from Bridlington. 18th last year in 1990 was the last guy who ran in 247, so well inside that. And possibly the first veteran home.
Congratulations.
No, Steve Callaghan's a veteran, so second veteran home. I missed the Steve about veteran. Who's coming home? Another veteran. Here he comes, number 29. Old friend of mine from Valley Striders and Leeds. Steve Phillips, very, very consistent at 2:36 and doing about that time again today. Well done to Steve, so Omega got 2 and Valley have got 2 as number 35. David Fair with that all the way up from Scotland.
The girls to come.
Humberside.
That's what you're waiting for, isn't it?
And they will do fly over 35. So he'll take the first prize, possibly for 2:35.
We'd all better go
Today,
down.
which is worth £75.
I should stop this time.
Wales. Our next finisher, number 7, and that's Stephen Crossland from the famous Birchfield Harriers, coming home. Stephen anticipating a time at 2:49, so well into that, something like 12 minutes inside the final prediction. And here's Keith Gladaway. What an incredible mountain runner this man is.
your arms up. Well done, Kate.
An incredible
We've got a kiss for a
marathon winner, the third of the run, Spider-Man home.
As far as I'm sure.
We're going to go back, I think, to, well, we'll have to wait and see. Simon Watts, the second of these Spider-Man home, so getting very interesting. Simon Watts, 2:31, anticipated, and a 2:38 today. It's getting very exciting as far as the two prize is concerned. Harry Strider's Lisbon favourites at the moment because they've only got one more to finish. And West Ham have got two in, Omega have got two in. That young man on the course, thank you. You know who this is? The winner in 1985, third in 1990. Let's welcome home from the city of Hull, Jim Dingwall. Well done, Jim. Winning well as ever. Tremendous to see him. And always nice to see him. Last year back with Jim Dingwall from the city of Hull, Scottish international. Veteran now over 35, so he's going to take one of the major veteran prizes. And a tremendous finish here from number 235. 235, just going up there, like a link with Grimsby, Simon Lund from Wigan, 235 there, anticipated this time at 2:31, so it's just inside that well-running now. The man from Wigan, Phoenix. One of the surprises there from Wigan Phoenix, Simon Lund, finishing well up in the top dozen runners. Well, I've just had we'll take the next finisher in first of all. Two of them together. Number 20, Olivia McCord, that's David Oldfield, and number 4 is Peter Bates from Bury. Sheffield man hanging on. David Oldfield, number 20, just feeding Peter Bates from Bury. Peter in fact was 13th in 1990, so he's going to finish in about the same position this year, although he's a couple of minutes down on his 1990 time of 2:39. So the information I've just been given by the Omega team manager is that Colin Rich did run for the team, but they've only got 3 runners, so they're not going to take the team prize. Another man struggling a little bit. Come on for Brian Hughes from Worcester. Let's help him roll all the way. Third stage, please, ready. St. John's ready. Let's have a welcome home. Help him all the way. Brian Hughes there from Worcester AC. Obviously struggling as he goes up to the line. And thank you indeed for helping him in. I'm sure St. John will see to him very and he's not quite 40 yet. So what a great inspiration they are to other runners around the country, taking a major team prize, and all of them, well, 3 of them being over 40. Number 10 coming home is Roger Edwards from Leicester Collatinians. He was 18th last year, and he could have bettered that, I think, by a couple of positions this year, although he's falling slightly down on last year's 237, he's going to do 243. And Roger Edwards, another man who's come back yet again to the Humber Bridge Marathon. Number 478 coming home. That's James Abel from Hull Spartan, and a great finish from him. Predicted time was 2:45. Look at that, 2:45, 2:44:30. So it's just inside him, and that was a tremendous piece of running. Paced running, because he said what he was going to do. 407, looking a little bit weary. Andrew Hemmings from Reading. Got a little bit of a leg problem there, a little bit of cramps, but I'm sure he's happy to be home. 307, going in from Reading. A tremendous number of runners here from Reading Club. There's anticipated time there for 407 was 3 hours and 12 minutes. Now if that was correct and put down correctly, I mean that is an incredible performance. 518 was just coming in from Humber District. David Sutherland, again, coming home. Well done, well done, David. 518 and an anticipated time of 3. Of course, we're first of 3 hours, so he's broken his personal best by 15 minutes here at the Humberside Humber Bridge Marathon, promoted this year, sponsored this year, and organised this year by Humberside Leisure Services. What a shame if it doesn't go ahead again. What a tremendous victory marathon for getting best times, seeing good racing, and seeing some of the very, very, very best runners. That's number 6, Alex Campbell from Red Hill. Great runners from home, followed by 220 and 220 is the 2-2, Michael Harrison. Well on, Mike. So that's the 3rd best hole runner in, so they're looking very much now to take second time. 2:45 is anticipated time, so it's just outside that at 2:46. Mike Harrison from East Hull. Number 411, I think, that we'll give it up just a minute, is from Sheffield. So Sheffield going quite well. Chris Gates there going in. 27th last year with 2:46. So it's improved on his 27th position. His time is slightly down, so that shows the standard of the marathon running this year is far greater here than it was last year. Number 24, is it 24 or a 188, thinking hard. 24 and 188. 188 is and number 24, Sunderland from the City of Hull. So City of Hull now is Sunderland. Jim, of course, has done all the work virtually behind the scenes. He was out at 6 o'clock this morning, organising. He works for Humberside Leisure Services. He was putting mile markers out at 6 o'clock, and there he is anticipating a time of 2:45 and finishing in 2:46. Tremendous, Jim. Well done indeed. And number 46, Kevin Fenwick from Loftus, AC, comes home. next finisher coming round the corner and looking very happy with himself. That's number 64, Stuart Watson, from Gillingham, Marsh House Harriers. Another man over 240. Well on to Stuart, and he thanks you for the support that you've given. Not only here at the finish, but all of our underwriters. Number 309. Control, David Holding, from 200 Dashers. Well done, David. 309. That's 268 comes in behind him. John Bray, Martin Field, Royal Harriers. A tremendous standard here today. There's going to be a lot of people inside the 3-hour mark. Number 25. Paul Allen from the Evictor East Kent Club comes home. Miller of the City of Hull, two of them in fact, City of Hull coming through. Number 1, Peter Blackman, and number 279, just behind him, Mark Overfield. He was 33rd last year in 255, so he's made a tremendous improvement. And does that mean the City of Hull are going to take second team prize? I've got 4 home. And they'll be on the positions, of course, and they're the third of the East Hull Harriers. Then it is. They've got 3 home. But City of Hull have got 4. And at this moment in time are favourites to take the second team prize behind Barry Spiders. As number 40 comes in, John Humber from St. Teresa's AC. Well done, John. Another man over 30. A bit behind the plan was 2:36. Just outside.
And so as we await the first lady then, we believe Catherine Palmer's run a stormer through the race. We saw her in second place early on, but course markers tell us that she's well in front now, and it will be interesting to see how near she gets to. Here she comes, Catherine Palmer, the winner of the Ladies Humber Bridge Marathon. She won it in 1983 in 2:52, and she's going to win it today in 2:52. 2:52.07, exceptional performance that. Comes back 9 years later and repeats the win. And so we've now got the first lady. We now know the team winners. The team winners were indeed Valley Striders. Runners up with Sheffield AC, and third, just in front of City of Hull, were East Hull Harriers. That was despite Ian Brewer not finishing, they managed to wrap that one up, which was an excellent performance. The first veteran was Sean O'Callaghan. The first veteran for Humberside was John Jackson of Bridlington. The vets, John Jackson was first, Jim Dingwall second, and yours truly, believe it or not, got third. So with that we conclude, and I hand over the rest of the commentary to Dick Hughes at the finish line at the Humber Marathon.
In front of us, don't they?
Is Catherine Palmer from Grimsby indeed, and I take her back to thinking it was somebody else. As 305.37 and 134, 537 going into Cleveland from Boothferry, and 144 was Sterling Staincroft. From Bridlington, 361, just going home to 24 million, and 440 going inwards from Hillside. veteran overall that year, but outside of that, the first man over 45 was spotted coming in, so possibly 458 was coming through is Alan Baker from Sheffield, another man over 50 was the balloon running a marathon inside 2 hours, 2:55. Incredible. The most good runners, the magic mark for a marathon is 3 hours, and we've had an incredible run for it, but under that time today, still 5 minutes to go. For the magic 3 hours comes up. Doesn't have the number. 392 just coming in, and that's Evans, 148, 148 John Weston. I'm going to take over on the radio Humberside to listen to Kathy policies for the other runners coming in. There's the second lady coming home. That's Anne Cartwright, leader, 553, Grimsby AC, Welsh International, half marathon champion. All those hours ago. Also, another Grimsby girl was previously running on the side she mentioned it, and they were telling us big things today.
No, I don't like to be desperate, and I don't want to put any pressure on myself, but I'm just batting away, stick to my slip, and go for the best. But I'll just confirm for one more.
Here's James, 476 going home. He was 107, which I believe was 3 hours 11 minutes last year. So he's doing well. Part of the interview there with Kathy as Radio Humberside took her, and we didn't catch all of it, her first marathon for 6 years. 367 is Jack Robinson for the Roadrunners. That's Kathy's first marathon for 6 years, and in the meantime had 2 babies. Seems to be the thing with ladies. Go away, have a baby, and come back and you run far, far better. There's McCoglin, England Christensen, 2 of the finest examples of that. Ian Brown from the Petrevi Club, all the way down from Scotland. The BC Petrevi Club, Ian Brown going in there. Can't say he's the first Scotsman in because that distinction went to Jim Dingwall. $567. Dave Chambers from East Hall. Hello, Dave. East Hall had a great day here today. They're going to be there in the full prizes.
Well done.
Number 15, Bob Norton coming in, Scarborough Striders. 414. Steve Watson.
Well done.
Steel City Striders. Great race going on as our third lady comes in from the 224. And the 3-hour mark has just gone by. 402 is Colin Jones from Middlesbrough. And our fourth lady is coming home. 481. And that's Vanessa Ericson from Cleethorpes. So Cleethorpes having a great one as far as the ladies are concerned. Just over the 3-hour mark for the fourth lady. 271 is Andy Grisford, just being fourth to be by 97. So he's made an improvement not only in positions but in time and 3 hours 1 minute. 557 was our next finisher, Jeff Walker for a spring head. 351 is just coming round to finish, and that's John Hudson from Cleethorpes. 49th last year in 256.
How's it coming? Oh, Kit. Ah, you are.
Alright, just information for those that have finished. If you want to see part of the race or all of the race, then the race video is now on in the local centre as 472 Dave Mendrick from Grimsby comes home. Well on stage, just over the 3-hour mark, and tremendous running here. And 628, Robin Ruston from Cleethorpes. Well on Robin, just going up to the line. 129 just behind him. I'll show you 129. That is Paul Marsh. Was over 3 hours last year. He's in 85th position. All the threes, 333 just coming in. Bob Arlett, 63rd last year from Beckford Harrier. Again, just over 3 hours last year. Just slightly down. 561. 561 is Pascal Moran from Grimsby. Well on that. A record over 45. Steve Edwards, the world record holder for most marathons in 1 year. 160 or 86. 87 marathons.
What so? That's you, man.
91
No.
92.
Keep on swinging. What have you got to do?
168 Ian Evans. Obviously suffered out on the course today. The first man possibly over 55, but obviously second over him because he won the over 50 title last year. Steve Edwards, as I said, has gone in and who ran 87 marathons last year and run 3-3. Brian McKay comes home for a Cleethorpes man. Now setting target on running the most marathons ever by human being. And Barry Cleethorpes from Barton comes home. Well on Barry. Another man, 45 plus. Number 3 is Craig Diamond from Marsh House. Anticipating a time, well I won't tell you, but Craig's sake, obviously suffered a little bit out on the course today. Steve Edwards has set himself another world record in the future of running more marathons than any other human being. The record at the moment is held by an American, something like 560. So he's got a lot of marathons routes to go, but he's running one a route at the moment. That's number 500, Boothferry, from East Hole, comes home. There's Radio Humberside outside broadcasts off on their way now to do some more. Our grateful thanks to them for all their coverage during the morning and keeping us up to date with information as it arose out on the course. There's plenty of entertainment, of course, out upon the field behind the finish here for anyone who has seen their favourites coming home. Lots of things going on there, all the good of the fair and so on. Painting, oh no, I'll say again, painting the face. Face painting, that's right, face painting, that's what I meant to say in the first place. I've had too many quotes already. There's our next two runners coming, three runners coming in. 606 being one of them, and that's Gary Jensen. 636 is Roger Atkinson. 256 is Paul Bates from Scarver, and number 12 there is Ian Grower from East Hole Harriers. 352. That's Alan Jacobs from the Great Western Runners. Well done, Alan. Travelling a long way to be with us today. Down in the West Country. That's number 32. Peter Fitzgerald from the London Irish team. London Irish AC comes home. Peter Fitzgerald there. 612 here is Tommy Smythe from Rotherham. Well done, Tommy. Successfully negotiated another marathon. Not the easiest event that anyone to do and to finish. Let's give a hand in for number 413. Obviously feeling it now as he's coming into the finish with Rallo, Garlandsteel. That's right. And number 39, Tom Malloy from Grimsby, grabs a drink. Oh, it's a pint of beer he's putting over his head. Oh, big one from 396 just behind him. 396 looking very good to their Boothferry from Gillingham. Goes in. Well, fancy racing. Fancy racing a jockey thing. Goodness me. Number 36 there, Kevin. So. 564. 564 is John Curry. He's got a best 322. So he's going to be well inside that. Well done to John Curry for winning YCAC. Previous best was 322, so another man is going to go away today. Absolutely thrilled running around the Humber Bridge Marathon, sponsored, promoted and organised by Leisure Services. 267 coming in, and that's Stephen Elding. 101st in 1991. 3 hours and 11 minutes, so he's well inside that position and time this year. Well done to John. To Stephen, brings back to Stephen Elgie, Watford Running Club. Or Watford Running Club. 10. Yes, Watford Running Club. And our next finisher comes round the line. 491. Stephen Garrett from the Girl Viking Riders. Lady over 35. 5, just overtaking him, is Stephen Keogh from the White City. Well done, and 6:32. Boris Dixon, Loud Harriers. 323. Michael Swan. Well done, Mike, and 327 just behind him, John Paul Smith, Regan Mark House Harriers. They've had a few guys home today successfully.
Well deserved. Yeah.
549 there. 549, Andrew Carver, Billington, 173. 173, Tim Hutchinson from Airbrugh. Triumphant Club. Maybe an Ironman. That's an event and a half. It's 315. Boothferry is Pearl comes in. Well done, Pearl. First anticipated time was 4 hours. So we're well inside that as 494. John Hunter goes in, Celia Powell. 410 just coming up to the line. And that's Tom Scott. Running unattached, well done, Tom. 410. Anticipated he was going to do 380. And it was 6 minutes inside of that. 285. 205 just going in. And that's Doug Smith from Chesham. And 359 from Sheffield. Gary Mills of 167 with a tremendous finish there. Kevin Dow from Fenland Running Club, which I think is in Grimsby, Cambridgeshire. Nice finish there from Kevin. Number 48 is John Mason from Hallamshire Harriers. Well done, John. Come on, put your hands together, giving encouragement in. He's obviously suffered a little bit on the latter half. He was anticipating 634. Number 540. Derek Pickering from East Hall. Well done, Derek. Running as well as ever. 527. Leslie Adams. 451 is James Hudson. James Hudson coming in. Well done.
You can relax it, yeah. I won't do.
377 is Nigel Warner from Cool Viking. Well done, Nigel. 533 is coming in behind.
Oh yeah, no problem.
533, I can tell you, that was Scott Quinn. Finished 73rd last year. The time slightly faster than this one. But he's got another one under his belt, and that's what he's more worried about, I would think. 452, another whole string head Harrier coming home, Keith McNee. Well done, Keith. 400, 552.
Congratulations.
The still recovering from Cumberland, Foreigners. Well, Steve, I mean, it was a bit flat out there for you today. 35 Charlie Cobb going in, 230 for third to last. Great finish there from 569, 529 to the right. It's just another on the front 96 behind here. That's Bernard Wright from Barton AC.
Yes, sir.
Running 6 miles later. 3 hours and 16 minutes. Number 14 is Kevin Jones, Beach Coastal. Struggling a little bit. First aid be handy, I'm sure. Well done, Kevin. Beach Coasters. Being represented there as number 455, Ribbon Phillips, Bristol, and Grimsby, Mark Raymond, another of the White City runners. Another big finisher coming in, 410. Tom Scott's coming home. Well done, Tom, that's a great finish. Anticipated time for Tom. I'll tell you, it was 3 hours, 18 minutes. No wonder he was sprinting. He's bettered it. 198. Just going up to the line. Green Will from Keithville Road Winners. I can tell you it's Sean Welsh, 497, 497, Robert Weather, 637, just coming in, 647 is one of our very, very late entries from England. Well done to him. 467, 467, Alfie Hemmings was winning.
You got one? Yeah. Well done.
Still out on the course, of course, John Hunter, who is attempting to break a world record today. He's running in army boots, army trousers, and a 44-pound pack on his back. About 4 hours, 17 minutes he's looking to better, and with no indications yet of where he is and so on, but we'll be looking out for John in about an hour's or less than an hour's time to see whether he can get himself into the Guinness Book of Records again. Our next lady finisher, 473. Anticipated her time was going to be 3:17, so she was just short of that, or just outside of it. In fact, 650 plus entries we had this year for the 12th running of this, the Humber Bridge Marathon, organised, sponsored and promoted and everything else by Humber Leisure Services, and what a tremendous job they've done again. 214 is our next lady to finish. Alison Davidson from Hull Spring Head. Well done, Alison. 346. nicely, just going in. Well done, Howard.
When they're doing competition, Alright. Ah, well done. Don't know you. What is it? Yes.
291. That's Colin Reid. Colin Silver. 474. Douglas Bragg.
Well done.
572. Simon Wilshaw from Grimsby. And 312. Chris Riley from there. 247. Bringing Enhard, Barry Smith. 546. Michael Brown. 499. Ken Bingley, Kerry, Tony, Number 63.
Yeah, that's it.
63, Barry Kelson, running unattached. And 600. Chris Collington from Grimsby Old Travelers. Number 66. 576. Just round the corner. Alan Payne. Come on, Alan. Nearly there. 211. David Carrier. Now, David finished with 4 hours 46 minutes last year. Look at the time on the clock. That's an incredible improvement. Andrew Gardner is number 52, running for St. Teresa's.
And do one more.
264, Chris Woods. Number 95, just holding on there, Ian Allen. Come on, let's help this man home. He's got a bit of strength leg problem. 462. David Naylor, right on David. 462. Anticipated he was going to do 3 hours and 21 minutes, and he's just outside that. But obviously paced himself pretty well to be within 3 minutes over 3.5 hours. 322 was our next finisher, and that's Jonathan Stiff. He might be tomorrow, but he looks pretty nimble to me now at the moment. Well done, John. 460 coming home. Alan Lyne. Alan. Have a kiss on the way. Now he's going to get his young son on to help him in. 521, Simon Young. 460 here. Alan Lyne. Good son. There he goes. Come on, young man. Oh, and you're going to go with your dad. Dad's adding time on here. 548 there. Is Alan Barrett. 607 was coming in. Martin Prowler, an amazing feat. Sore feet tomorrow, I should think.
Yes.
Somebody with his number dangling down to the left, hiding his credentials. So Tommy's still there. 273, Mr. 5, Shane Page, 209, 209 there is to them, and to all, of course, who have helped out. Humberside Leisure Services have done a tremendous job here in putting on this marathon without a major sponsor. I hope you'll support them again. 476 final reward. Well done, Lionel. If you're asked at any time, should they go ahead with next year, tell them yes. Because to lose these marathons would be a great shame, particularly the Humber Bridge. 262, David Annandale from East Hole, and 496 going in. Tony Webber there. Good side of next year, but I'm sure he's happy with his finish. 374, Craig Tello coming in. Oh! He's going to do a handstand over the line, I think. He's happy as it could be. 265 there, Michael Downing joined in. Well done, Michael. Famous Tipton Harriers coming in, number 231, followed by 251 there, Paul Anderson, ready for the track. Finishing in 229 there, the third 329, the 330 barrier just about to come up. Will we get anybody else inside the 3 hours 30? If you can hear us out there, you've got 20 seconds to go. We want to break 2:30. What better music to see you home in? And here he comes, he's going to have a go at it, he's going to try and break. Come on, let's help him in. 514. Is he going to break the 330 barrier?
The 1992 Humber Bridge Marathon is Ian Ellis. How did it go for you, Ian?
Well, it obviously went rather well in that I crossed the line first. I was chasing people this year, whereas in the past I've been out in front with people coming back at me. I was fortunate, I managed to catch Mark at about the 24-mile point and build up a small margin victory by the end, so I'm very pleased.
Well, it was quite an impressive margin in the end, Mark. How did it go? How did you see it from the rear view?
Well, things were going well, halfway, 18 mile-ish, and then the wind obviously was really strong coming into the sort of final stages of the race. I didn't realise it was going to be that strong for that length of time, and I think I struggled, coming in towards the end. The last 2 miles were hard work, but 2:22 first marathon, can't complain, it was okay.
Fantastic debut. Of course, Ian's got a lot of course knowledge, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You must know this backwards now, Ian.
Well, I wouldn't say backwards, I've only run it in the one direction, but certainly I know where the inclines are, and I know from personal experience that it could be quite hard over the last couple of miles. The wind is stronger today than it's been in the previous 2 years when I've run, but even when there seemed to be a total absence of wind on parts of the course in previous years, when you get to the sort of 19-20 mile point, it still seems to hit you, so I knew today it was going to be that much worse.
So you were mentally prepared for it then, weren't you, really?
Well, I was prepared for the fact that there was a possibility that whoever was out in front was going to find it as hard as I found it in the past, and that it was worth chasing them with the hope that they would fade. So it worked out.
And the other thing I think is worth mentioning is that that's your third sub 220 to win as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been 2:19 something on each of the runs I've done here. It's actually my 21st sub 220 marathon, so I'm sort of getting used to sort of slotting them in at about that time. So I guess
how many
experience
have you
helped.
run then, Ian?
32.
That's a fantastic record. Consistency. I also hear you ran the E6 stage yesterday.
Yes, that wasn't probably a good move, but I'd promised the club that I would run, so I did a 4 mile leg yesterday.
Did you feel it at any time?
Yeah, I felt it as soon as Mark put the effort in at about 6 miles, but so I decided at that point I would just run my own race. My hamstrings were a little bit tight, and they eased out as the race went on, but as I was trying to stretch out to run that bit quicker, I could feel it.
Right, Mark, when's your next marathon then? Does it put you off?
No, it's not put me off. It'll be next year sometime. This was early enough, so I'm going to be doing the cross country this winter. I want to be recovered for the Lancashire Champs in December and things like that.
Right.
And the new year, obviously, the big championship races. So be towards the end of next summer.
Right, Martin Iron, that's a fantastic win. Are you coming back next year?
Maybe.
Right, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks very much.
Then to other universities, but in recent years the numbers have begun to increase.
There are a lot of Asians here in Cambridge, not just doing medicine, of which there are a fair few anyway, but doing law, economics. They sort of do, they're here doing all sorts of different subjects, and they seem to be very successful here as well. They do all sorts of other things like sport, societies, so it's not just academically.
Vivek reflects the picture that's emerging from research into Asian achievement in education, a picture that reveals big differences between different groups, and it's the Indians and East African Asians with professional parents who are doing best.
My research has shown that Punjabis and Gujarati communities who have migrated from East Africa and who are largely middle-class background, their children tend to be doing very well within our system. Because of class as much as race, they have high aspirations, as most middle-class parents anywhere will have for their children, and they give the relevant facilities and support to their children, and yes, some of their children are doing very well.
Dr. Tana's research into 12 British universities found few Pakistanis and even fewer Bangladeshis attending. For Alibor, Gopher and their friends in Tower Hamlets, university was never a realistic option. Their parents came with high hopes. The children are losing faith.
Mainly when we get kicked out of school, yeah, like at the end of our thing, like most of us go like work into restaurants or factory because that's the only opportunity there is for us, because like we left school with no education or nothing.
Truancy in Tower Hamlets used to be seen as something white children did, but these are just a few of the growing numbers of Bangladeshi truants, numbers which are increasing as more and more youngsters feel school has nothing to offer them.
You've got to listen to me very carefully here. Very, very carefully.
This is one of 5 truancy centres in the borough, set up to provide rehabilitation to children who are disruptive or refuse to go to school. 3 years ago, there weren't any Bangladeshis here. Now, half the school is Bangladeshi. The Bangladeshi youngsters of Tower Hamlets are becoming angry. They blame racial violence for their failures at school, and they're disillusioned with their future prospects. Now the crime rates of a once peaceful community are as high as those of the white community, in an area where crime is endemic.
Well, I don't go out to start trouble, I don't go out to beat people